Hello everyone, this is Chirag Joshi. Firstly, I would like to wish you all a very happy new year. The purpose of this video is to share with you what I believe are the top 5 trends that we will see take prominence in cybersecurity in 2024. It's always a risky exercise doing these predictions, but I'm still going to have a crack at it. So here we go. Number 1, improved visibility. So look, we know everything starts with visibility in cybersecurity. After all, if we don't know what we need to protect, how can we protect it? However, we know it's been a challenge. Even APRA, when they released their findings related to the CPS 234 Tripartite Assessments that they've done, number 1 on top of control gaps were lack of visibility of assets, where organizations still don't have a good handle of all the different assets that they're supposed to protect, the sensitivity and criticality of those assets. So obviously that's a foundational, fundamental control. But this is a year, I think, with all the tension on cybersecurity and a global focus, we'll start to see the dial move. Technology will also be our friend here. Tools such as attack surface monitoring can be really useful when it comes to helping us get a sense of the visibility problem that we've faced for a long time. So that's number 1. Number 2, addressing security tool sprawl. So depending on the research you see, between 45 to 75 is the number of security tools that run in an organization. That's the average number of security tools. That's a lot of different security tools. And unfortunately, most of these tools are not really delivering value for the money spent on them. And a big problem there is they don't have the right coverage. They don't have the right configuration set up. They don't necessarily always have the right controls defined in terms of ownership. And also there is lack of integration. Too many point solutions that they don't talk to each other. And it creates challenges when it comes to visibility, when it comes to incident response, when it comes to orchestration of policies. And again, if you have too many tools, your analysts need to be skilled up to support all of them, which creates further cost challenges. So addressing cyber tool sprawl is going to be a big focus, and I believe we'll start to hopefully make some progress there. And I have championed the 3C approach to enterprise security architecture, which I hope will help organizations address this issue. And look, I think foundationally, I'll say having good security architectural principles, including good tool acquisition principles, can be your best friend, because then you can make an informed decision between getting a point solution to address something that requires very high-end capabilities versus an integrated ecosystem that can actually give you, say, 80% of what you need, but offers you other benefits. Another area of focus, which I think will become quite prominent. Number 3 on my list, this is identity and access management. This is a control which really needs to take a big leap forward. Now, thankfully, we've seen some positives here. So multi-factor authentication is no longer considered as a controversial control. And that's great, because we know up to 60 to 70% of cyber attacks can be addressed by good MFA. So that's great. But MFA is not the only thing in identity and access management, as we know. A good identity and access management strategy should have identity governance and administration, needs to have right privileged access management and the use cases which come with that. So that's obviously something that needs an uplift. But I also think passkeys will start to get a lot more steam they've done in the past. And with passkeys taking more and more of the share of the issues that we face, the reliance on passwords will hopefully start to go down. I don't think passwords are going to go away anytime soon. I'm under no illusion. But at least passkeys getting more prominence is a positive development. And so is adaptive authentication, by the way. MFA is just one form of it. But there are better ways of adaptive authentication that now we are offered via good technology advancements, which are less friction inducing for users. So help address issues such as insider threat management and more, and offers a host of benefits when it comes to implementing zero trust. All right, so that's another area. The next one I want to talk about is artificial intelligence. Well, how can I not talk about AI, right? It was all the rage last year, where thanks to things like ChatGPT and generative AI became completely mainstream. But I think there are some tangible benefits that can come out of it for cybersecurity. A big one is improved incident detection and response capabilities. By introduction of good artificial intelligence practices, predictive analytics will improve, which obviously helps with things like user entity behavior analytics. So that helps address insider threats, helps address data loss prevention, but also can make a meaningful difference in helping us bring down the time that it takes us to detect and respond to security incidents. So I think that's a big positive. Also, the learning curve for security analysts will improve because of good AI that exists now. So that's a positive. On the flip side, sadly, the rise of sophisticated scams are just going to keep increasing. AI makes it really straightforward to get these sophisticated scams. As we know, the complexity of this is increasing with just the amount of information available now to scammers than previously. So the role of human critical thinking will become really important here to address this issue, especially when it comes to addressing things like deepfakes, where it's no longer just phishing-based attacks, but things that you see and things that you hear. So obviously requires the next level of evolution of our security education and awareness practices. All right, so with these in mind, I think I've covered a fair number of them, but I will give you one more bonus. And this one is around cyber risk quantification. This is my number 5 on the list, but I call it a bonus because I've combined two. Good cyber risk quantification is going to become really essential for defensible cyber programs. Now, as we know, there are regulatory pressures all across the world that are increasing on when it comes to cybersecurity governance, cyber risk management, where you're seeing, even in Australia, we are starting to see the dial move here, where the accountabilities and responsibilities are now squarely with executives and no longer an IT issue. So with that happening, defensible cyber programs where you can make good, reasonable, and proportionate investment decisions will require good cyber risk quantification, right? So we are able to then contextualize the threats that we face from good threat intelligence. That's the other part of the story. Good threat intelligence that is contextualized for environments where we understand the business and understand the risks we are subjected to and can craft them in terms of financials with cyber risk quantification. That allows us then to make sensible, pragmatic, informed investment decisions that correspond to the risk appetite of our organizations. And it will also help alleviate some of the challenges that we face with the ever increasing pressures related to patching. We see a big rise and big jump in vulnerabilities released every year, and that's not going to slow down anytime soon, sadly. At the same time, what we choose to patch, the cadence, the frequency, the prioritization can improve dramatically when it comes to leveraging good threat intelligence and cyber risk quantification. So I'm hoping these give you some food for thought. Again, things change so quickly that we have to keep responding to them. I am determined this year to actually go out and produce and create more content and videos that will help all of you. I thank you massively for all the support you've given me, and I hope you have an amazing new year, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.